Hello again. I'm Ken Alston, and this is the Circularity Catalyst podcast. Let me tell you a story. Not about strategy, not about scale, but about sugar. And how a simple stick of candy, known as Blackpool Rock, might just hold one of the clearest metaphors we have for building businesses that last. A stick of sweetness from a town embedded in sugar. As a child in post-war England, one of the highlights of summer was a family trip to Blackpool, a classic British seaside town. Beyond the beach and the funfair, there was always one thing we brought home: a long, brightly striped candy stick called Blackpool Rock. It wasn't just sweet, it was symbolic, stamped with the name Blackpool Rock running all the way through it, top to bottom, end to end. No matter where you broke it, the word was still there, unbroken. Identity, all the way through. But the part that has stayed with me more deeply came later in life when I realized that this wasn't just candy, it was a model of coherence, a signal that didn't wash off, a metaphor for how we build things that last. Here is circular craft before it was ever a sustainability concept. Back then, you could actually watch it being made. Long, giant ropes of sugar pulled and twisted harmoniously by hand and machine. Folded, layered, colored, crafted. It was slow, meticulous. It was skillful. It was public. There were no green labels, no storytelling PR departments. The creative act itself was the story. We didn't call it circular, but it was. It embedded place. It embedded care. It embedded memory. And the community watched it being made, and then we tasted it together. That's not just production, that's a seasonal ritual. And I've come to see that this kind of circular craft isn't new. It's just what we've forgotten. So here's what sovereign sweetness really means in the context of sovereign sustainability. Sovereign sweetness isn't about indulgence, it's about care. It's about making things with intention. It's about knowing where something comes from and where it will go next. In some Blackpool shops, you could even order rock with your name inside it. Not printed on the outside, but built into the candy itself. The letters would be shaped and arranged from small rods of colored sugar, layered, aligned, and then pulled and twisted into a perfect, continuous spiral candy. The final stick might be smaller, but the message was still clear. Your name, your identity, visible in every single piece. That's not just candy. That's coherence. And that's what I want to ask you now. What if your product, your brand, your business carried your name, your signal all the way through? What if it could still be read clearly even when it's broken or finished? That's sovereign circularity and sustainability. And that's why we're here. Before we continue, I want to pause for a moment because if this conversation about coherence, care, and circular craft is resonating with you and you're wondering what it might look like to embed that level of alignment into your own work, I'd like to invite you to explore a resource that I created called The 3 Sustainability Myths Holding Your Business Back. It's not a checklist, it's a signal calibration, a way to reconnect your business with what actually sustains life, value, and meaning over time. You can download it for free at sustainabilitymirage.com. Read it, reflect on it, and when you're ready to move from theory to transformation, reach out. Now, let's get back to the episode. We move next from field to framework, making it practical. If my Blackpool Rock story stirred something in you, here are 3 design questions you can take into your business right now. 1. What message is carried through every break? What stays visible when the system is stressed? When things crack or end, what still remains true? 2. Are you designing for inheritance or just consumption? Will your offer still hold meaning in 1 year, or 10, or more? And would someone want to pass it on? 3. Where's the ritual in your craft? Can people witness the care behind what you do? What could you make more visible, slower, or more sacred? These aren't just prompts or thought starters, they're invitation to design from depth, to move from intention to integration, to embed meaning that doesn't wash off or wear out. So now let's move from story to system to your next step. If this way of thinking resonates with you and you want to embed real circularity, not just in your materials, but in your model and message, then I'd love to invite you to explore a deeper container. Together with Rachel Kahn, I co-hold a practice called Real Circularity. It's rooted in the UK and Europe, but available worldwide, and it's where we help leaders and founders embed coherence all the way through their systems. We don't just talk about circular economy concepts, we help you design and deliver it in a way that feels sovereign, grounded, and deeply human. If you're ready to make your work carry your name all the way through, start here at realcircularity.com or message me directly. I'm on LinkedIn, easy to find, and I'd love to hear what you're holding that's ready to emerge into real circularity. At first sight, candy might not seem like the future of sustainable business, but I believe sweetness, intentional, crafted, sovereign sweetness, can still teach us everything we need to know. Thanks for listening. This is Ken Alston with another edition of the Circularity Catalyst podcast. Thanks for remembering, and thank you for continuing to build what matters.